What's up, everybody? Alexander Fibonacci, the day trading champ, and today you clicked on the video because you want to know, will the market continue crashing? Have we set the bottom? What is going to happen this next week? I'm going to break down the charts. I'm going to go off what the charts are telling us. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. With that being said, let's get right into it. Oh, and guys, I also wanted to point out that we are a smaller channel, so if you have any comments, any videos that you want me to post, any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'm sure that somebody is going to, either answer you or I will get to you, because that's the benefit of being a smaller channel. We can have much better interaction than these other bigger channels. So that being said, you got anything, let me know and I'll get back to you. And now let's get into the chart. So the charts don't lie, guys. It's literally a plot of when buyers exceed the sellers, when sellers exceed the buyers. There's no lies here. It is just a direct fact of what is actually happening. So when you go to the news and they're coming up with these catchy headlines to catch your attention, like the market's going to continue crashing, what they're not doing is showing you the chart, the actual facts, what is actually happening in the market. Now the truth is, I've fallen victim to falling for these catchy headlines. Sometimes I see a headline like, say, like gold is going to the moon, and I might be thinking the next day like, damn, I need to buy calls. But then the thing shortly drops right after. So the point is to not let the news sway your bias, because I mean, we've all done it before, and it's definitely something that happens to us traders, but we got to understand that we got to look at the charts first before we come to any conclusion or any bias. So with that being said, when we're up here at the market top, when everybody's saying that the Fed is buying every single dip, the market is so strong and we can't go down, then what happens? We drop. Now what is the news telling you? They're telling you, oh my god, we're going to crash, everything's horrible. So you see, the news is just going to tell you, whatever's going to catch your attention. They're not actually going to tell you what's going to happen. Alright, now that that's said, let's just get into these charts with no bias. I want you to look at it with an open perspective, hear what I have to say, and also imply what you think. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is the true range of the S&P 500. This is the weekly chart. Now, we got to compare, if we really think this is going to be the crash, we need to compare its characteristics to the crash in March. Now, what happened in March? We had the true range at pretty much the same level as we do right now, but notice a key difference. The true range, the steepness, the slope of the true range was accelerating much faster than it is for us here. Look at the steepness there and the growth of the true range compared to here. This is much more steep, which means we're getting much more significant drops in March. So sure, I know right now it seems like we're getting a crazy drop, but compared to March, this is nothing so far. And if we really are going to get a drop, anything like March, we're going to need to see the true range, which is the range of the day, seriously increase, because otherwise it's just not feasible for us to continue dropping like this. Now guys, the next reason I want to give you why this most likely is not going to continue to be a crash, I really think it's going to put the nail in the coffin. I really think it's going to make a lot of sense, so pay attention. Guys, when a market crashes, everything crashes. We know that commodities crash, gold crashes, the dollar crashes, everything crashes. So you see, it looks like the market's crashing, right? Okay, it looks like gold's crashing, which I'll show you something about gold in just a sec. It looks like commodities are starting to crash, but then look at this one. US dollar is not crashing. Look at US dollar. It's a green week for the US dollar. Now, in relation to the March crash, this is going to be eye-opening. This is going to change your mind, I think. Look how crazy we started dropping in 1 week on the dollar when the March crash hit, okay? Now look at us here. We have not crashed on the dollar at all. So it just shows you that institutions, instead of putting their money into the market, they're just moving it to different places like the dollar, and they're actually keeping gold up. You can't tell on this chart why, because it doesn't show you after hours. But look, after hours, they started buying the hell out of gold and pretty much recovered all the losses for the day on gold. So you see, we got the strength in this S&P 500 with this wick, because they seriously came in and bought the hell out of that dip. And on top of that, the dollar's not crashing, the gold is not crashing. So these are some of the biggest reasons I have for why we will not continue lower. So guys, in short, we went over 3 very important things that are going to determine whether the market goes down or up this week. Now, I firmly believe we will stay up this week. It might be a little rocky. We might retest that bottom level. But overall, we would need the VIX to continue rising. We would need the average true range to continue rising. And we need to see the US dollar show some weakness and start dropping, because compared to March, we all know that when a crash hits, everything takes a hit as well, which is not happening right now. So I hope now you realize that the market will not continue crashing. And on top of that, it's way easier to let the news sway your opinion. It's way easier to give in to the crazy price action when you see things dropping super fast. But guys, when you take a step back, when you take the harder route, and you actually take the time to look at a chart, which most people are too lazy to do, they're not willing to do it, and you wonder why they don't have success. So that's exactly what we did. We did what the other people aren't willing to do, and now we're going to head into this week with way more knowledge and way more understanding of how the market is going to move. Guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure you share it with somebody so they can also get a good understanding of what's going to happen this week. I'm the day trading champ, Alexander Fibonacci. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you on the next video.